Yo, what's up? Hope you guys are doing all right. Let me make sure I had the wrong one. I didn't even notice. I had the Web3 breakfast one going up there from Friday. What is up? Hope you're doing all right. Happy Monday afternoon or Monday. Yeah, I guess it could be the evening. We got my guy 6 a.m. Doug coming from across the pond. There might be some of you come from other parts of the world. I'm not really sure. You could drop it in the chat wherever you're coming from. That'd be amazing. But shout out to you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure we do the things, right? We got to smash the like, elbow the heart on X. Maybe we have to stop doing that because I have like a bad shoulder. And I think what I do like actually aggravates it because it's not getting better every time. It goes like a little crack. You probably can. Maybe you can hear it in the mic. Maybe you can't. It does that. I hope you guys have been doing great. I hope you had a great weekend. We're going to take a look at the markets here in just a little bit. I think things are down just a little bit. We have a few things that are going well. I want to make sure that I check something really quick because as it turns out, yep, all right, things are still looking really good on that front. As it turns out, I tweeted yesterday that I was going to be switching some Solana for Ethereum. And guess what? That worked out pretty well, at least within the last, since yesterday. So we'll show you some of that stuff in a little bit later when we get into the numbers. But I just wanted to make sure that I checked it because this morning it was a good choice. And then I know ETH was down a little bit from there. But hey, let's go. So appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. As I like to say, literally, there's like anything, everything, anything, so many other things you could be doing right at this particular moment, but you happen to be here hanging out. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to get into some numbers in a little bit here, but we do have some headlines. Actually, so we'll do numbers and then headlines, but I will give you just, obviously, we're going to talk about the Argentina thing, what's going on with the LIBRA coin. We got an ETF, the 21 shares XRP ETF, looks like MEMX exchange filing to list that one. And then the U.S. Crypto Task Force to focus on delivering a national Bitcoin reserve. We'll take a look at that story. And then we'll head on over to some charts. We'll look at TradingView. We'll look at DEX tools. Feel free to drop some coins down in the chat. If there's anything we got to be looking at specifically, I know that from time to time we save some of the ones that we're looking at, especially if they look juicy. We had some really good picks last week, if I'm not mistaken, early on last week. And then, obviously with the market and how some things changed, they went away. And, or maybe that was the week prior. And some point last week, we kind of just wiped the slate clean with the exception of a few. So make sure you drop some in there. Down into the chat. We got to fill it up back up. So if you're looking at some new ones, I kind of feel like maybe that's not really the narrative that most people are thinking about. I know me in particular, there's a couple things that I'm really looking at still. Obviously, I'm a VHS fan. And then we've got a few more that we are looking at and that we will always, as things pop up, we'll take a look at. But I almost feel like maybe, and I saw you guys chatting about this in the live chat here over on YouTube a little bit ago before the show started, kind of about the whole thing with meme coins. And it made me think, maybe it's time to put together kind of a little video on this too about how meme coins are kind of, it's like it's killing the narrative. It's definitely sucking the liquidity out of the ecosystem, but it's killing the whole narrative. And I feel like that's what potentially is stalling us. Probably not potentially, like that is likely what is stalling out this particular phase of the run. And, let's see what happens. This thing with Argentina could change it all. We'll get to it in a little bit. So before we do all of that, again, what's up? Let's see here. Let me get over to the chat here. Let's see. Who got the gold medal today? DJ and Brian. There you go. Congratulations, sir. Blocky with the silver. And then Meg with the bronze. Oh, no, Volmer with the bronze. Late ASF. Late ASF. All right, guys, let's get on over to CoinMarketCap. Let's look and see what's going on in the markets, because we got to always be looking for those opportunities, right? Obviously, there are some things that are going to be up. Like I was saying, Ethereum up today, while the rest of the market is down. So we'll take a look and see exactly what we got here. Let's click this button. Boom. Bring you on right there. All right, CoinMarketCap. Let's refresh just to make sure you know the drill. All right, well, we lost 1% there, so there we go. So now we are, instead of down almost 2%, down almost just 1% today. As of right now, 3.19 trillion. There you go. Zoom that so you can see. 24-hour volume, 95 billion, up 68%. There you go. Dominance, 59%, 59.7. ETH, 10.3. Those are a little different than we saw last week, excuse me. I don't quite remember. It was 60 something for Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. Probably very similar for ETH. Gas still at 1 point something. So gas is cheap, man. Gas is cheap. I'm really glad that I swapped that Solana for Ethereum and watched it pump. Let's look at the top 10. You got Bitcoin coming in at 96. Man, I feel like this is the same song and dance we were talking about last week. We were flirting with 97. Now we're 96. We're flirting. Ethereum 27.40, up 2.45% today. So a little bit of a different swing than most other coins. You got XRP 267, down almost 3%, but it is down. It is up almost 10% on the week, so that's good. You got BNB 669, down about 1.5% ish, but almost up 10% on the week. So there you go, BNB, baby. Solana, 178. Oof, down 5% today, 11% on the week. Yikes. Dogecoin, 25 cents, coming in close to 26 cents, down 3% today. Cardano coming in at number 9, 80 cents. Let's go. I saw AJ. Obviously, if you guys saw the live stream today, I was hanging out with AJ at his place, doing the new setup with him. Love that. That was a great time we had this morning. But he talked a lot about Cardano and kind of some metrics and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Thing might see a little pop. Up almost 4%, almost 14% on the week. It's looking pretty good. Tron, Chainlink, Avalanche, Stellar. There you go. That wraps up our 10. Let's look at our top losers. We'll hit the winners real quick. Anything? Nope. Top losers. Here you go. Gito, Trump, no thank you, no thank you. Virtuals, you got nowhere in that. We are a bag holder of the virtuals, but has not done well since we bought into it. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. Let me make sure that I refresh this chat up here. Man, you guys are chit-chatting today. Holy smokes. What's up, guys? Hopefully, y'all are doing well. My God, I was like way behind. There's a lot going on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to y'all. I'm going to find a way to do this a little bit better. Oh, yeah. Plus, I want to make sure that I pull up the chat over here on the X. Open live video. And it's live chat. Hey, guys. All right. I am now on the chat in both. So let's go. Shout out to the multitasking effort. We'll see how good I do. I'm going to try. I'm not the best multitasker, but we're going to work on it. All right. Back to the coins. Anything? Let's see. We've got... So, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Solana, but if you were looking to get some Solana, down 5% is pretty good. I don't know where this thing will, when we look at the charts later, we'll do some projecting and see kind of what it looks like, where it's headed. You got Near Protocol down almost 5% as well today. Ondo, hate to see that, but also it could be a good opportunity. Might be time to maybe do another consolidation effort and add some more. We get another push down market wide. I see Ondo close to $1. I may get out of some other positions and add to the Ondo position, which you guys know is like my favorite. I'm an Ondo bull, baby. Enrique Suave, it's me and you in the chat. Let's go over on X. But the YouTube chat, y'all are crazy. Y'all are amazing. Yucking it up. I love it. H-bar, that's another one. That was a conversation AJ and I were having. I'm kind of nervous about where that one potentially is going to go. If you look at a lot of other coins that have come back down to earth for the most part, never did. It seems to be doing this right now, where we pierced we got below 30 cents, and we're in the 20s, and now we're back down to 21 cents. So effectively, we've reversed, lost about 50% from where we were as of recently, and we'll look at that, on the big charts later. I know we got that on TradingView, so oof. That's it for kind of big time losers on the day. Anything on the weekly we want to see? BitGet now, Oxycoin, Solana, Onyx Coin, right? Onyx Coin. Let's see. Radium, Hedera, BitTensor, Ondo down almost 8% on the week. WorldCoin, no. Algo. I got, I have to probably get more into Algo. I put out a tweet this morning of some, it was kind of to the effect of what you guys were talking about in the chat, where, the meme coin thing, maybe it's starting to play itself out. And if we all collectively really start to consolidate and get out of some of the shitters that we're in and put that back into the major coins, the ones that have utility, the ones that are building, the ones that are actually providing value to the ecosystem, at that point, maybe we can reverse some of the damn. Think of it like climate control, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. All right. Chrono's down 5%. I need to get into the Crow ecosystem. It has been a while since I have. I kind of thought that I missed the boat on that for a little while, but I think that that'll probably be a good ecosystem to get back into. I think when you think about accessibility and ease of use, having the card, doing all that kind of stuff, I think the Crow ecosystem may be the move. Yo, that's my guy Doug. Just got a text message from him. There he is. He is out and about. Yes. He's got the fit on. He's got the buildings on. He's out there. This might have been a picture from Dubai on fight night. Man, shout out to my guy Doug. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for sending that. Oh, wait, that was me in the picture. Oh, that was me on fight night in my fight fit. There we go. Hell yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to post that up there onto social media at some point. That's fun. Let's go. Thank you, Doug. No, I have never seen that picture before. That's wild. All right. I think that wraps it up for at least, 2% ain't nothing, especially if you're looking at some of these that have double-digit losses on the week, because that's something you want to get into. We'll have to take a look at TradingView and look at Solana and really see where this potentially could slip to, because I am banking on what I had tweeted yesterday, and we can pull this up in a little bit too if you want, especially before we look at the charts. But the whole idea was, with Solana kind of playing at a resistance level, there's a big chance for it to come down and do some market activity that way, whereas Ethereum was at a support level down at the bottom. And so really, I think the narrative is strong. There's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of fundamental concepts that this thing's going to have a strong push forward. Maybe we should test a new all-time high, that kind of stuff. And so that was the move. Get in and see what happens in the short term between Ethereum and Solana. And so far, within 24 hours, we have definitely made the right decision to this point. But I'll keep updated on that. And so here, we'll take a look at that right now so you guys can see. Okay, so don't pay attention to the fact that it says 20,000, right? Because I'm just trying to track the portfolio itself. And so I'm just tracking the two coins, the value of what they were. And so this tracks it as a portfolio. I could do them separately, but this way I got it side by side. So it's just the 3.74 Ethereum that I got for the 54 Solana. The value of the 54 Solana is down almost $500 today, whereas the value of the 3.74 Ethereum is up a couple hundred today. So there you go. So we'll keep track of that so you guys can see. But again, remember, it was a $10,000 swap. I know the thing says 20,000, but it's just because I'm tracking both on the same line. That's all, on the same portfolio. Anyway, yo, Big Brian K, my guy. Let's get it. So many people talking about getting out of Solana, almost suspicious. Well, I think it honestly, like it even think about how it plays into the whole narrative of what we've been talking about basically this entire show was the meme coin stuck in liquidity, all that. They're all on Solana. It's almost like Solana's going to get punished for allowing all of this fuckery, this tomfoolery to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I get the centralization and fun and all that stuff, but it got to be too much. And it's not that I'm worried about the insider cabals or anything like that, because if you watched AJ's show this morning, then you understand how I feel about it. But here, I'll tell you right now, like, think about just about any coin, any ICO, any other project that's pretty much ever launched. They go through seed rounds. They have availability for investors to get in at lower prices. That's basically the same thing in insider. You understand what's happening. Some of the shitty stuff that's happening right now with say this LIBRA thing, or how people were getting kickbacks or whatever it was, that's a little different. That's a little bit slimy and grimy, but the whole idea of insiders shouldn't affect anybody. I mean, my God, that's how the whole fucking world works. That's the way every industry works. Like, there's insiders on everything. And particularly in the Wild West that we are right now, this is the Wild Wild West, baby. The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. Speaking of, that song made me remind myself that we got to go to a quick thing from the sponsor.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
Yep. There you go. Blaming Sol is like blaming a gun company for a shooting. No, I'm not blaming Sol. I'm just saying Sol is going to have to face the repercussions of this in some way, shape, or form. I'm not. Yeah, I guess I did say Sol would be being punished, but I think people would say, you know what, enough of this. I want to pull my coins off, and I want to go to a different chain, because this is nothing but rug pull city. And I guess you could just get out of the shitters and just put it into Sol, which is what I had done. But now the trend was starting to show that Sol was going down, and like, hey, I'm here to win. So if it's a short-term interim thing, and again, we're going to look at charts, we'll set our alerts, we'll set lines, we'll do all that stuff. So if the time comes where it's maybe the move is to get out of the Ethereum and go into even something different, or back into Solana, so be it, right? Like, I'm not worried about. We can't be worried about that kind of stuff. We got to be following the right moves so that we can maximize our efficiency here in this bull run. So, all right, let me open back the chat here. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Tomfoolery, shenanigans. That's right, B. Baker. That's right. That's right. Ellie, what's up, fam? Maximum honk. Ayo. Crypty Chris of Scad. The strongest thing about Sol turned it into its weakness. It was that it was cheap as shit to transact and create rugs. Absolutely. I don't know. Unfortunately, I feel like it might be even easier and cheaper to launch a coin on base as well. And I'm glad that hasn't happened, but I'm sure it's going to at some point, where it becomes, coin pump city. Who knows though? Who knows? Personally, I think there's a good chance we top this run. There is no way that we have topped. Literally, like, things like I don't even think the bull run has even started, to be honest with you. And I know that sounds silly. This was just like a little appetizer. This years in the making is the bull run of all bull run, right? And so with that being said, like, I think potentially what we saw this first run up to 108 or wherever we went, wherever we topped out at, was just the little appetizer, man. That was our first course. That might have even been a little compliments from the kitchen. Here's a little something to try. It could have been the chips. I don't know. But the whole idea of, if this is the bull run of all bull runs, and it maybe is going to last a little bit longer than they normally last because of what we're looking at. And you guys got to think, like, nation states buying, not only like internationally, we've got, I want to say 20 something states here domestically that are trying to add in reserves, and then think about it from a federal level as well. And so, like, man, I tell you what, like, you talk about supply shock with Bitcoin, it's going to happen. And that is also going to be a catalyst for a lot of other things in the ecosystem, especially with more ETFs as they start to roll out. It is going to be wild. Julie says she thinks the bull run lasts longer than expected. I do too. I think that, maybe this is, again, this little meme coin run has been extended. It's been a little bit drawn out and maybe a little bit, like that unwanted house guest that sticks around for longer than 3 days or whatever the expression is, right? And I feel like at some point, once the liquidity suck stops happening within this meme coin ecosystem, then we are going to see the actual projects, the utility, the builders, the high cap coin, stuff like that. Those are going to be the ones that start to run. It'll be like your traditional run, but we'll see, obviously Bitcoin's going to be the big catalyst with all this stuff, with the reserves and all that stuff. And then as the money trickles down, how it normally will, unless for whatever reason, memes are always here. They're here to stay. There is no doubt about that. But unless that is it, we've just totally diluted this market and we're never going back to seeing monster gains again, which I can't believe that would be the thing. Bitcoin will carry on up to 125. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think more. Why wouldn't it go more? If you've got countries start fighting for this thing and it's like the next nuclear arm race where Bitcoins want to, have as many, every country wants to have as much Bitcoin as possible. I don't think $125,000 is really even thinking potentially where it can go. I know that you guys have yelled at me and said that I'm a little too bullish at that 330 number. I've been saying it for a while. That's kind of more along the lines. I think when you hear some of these real smart analysts talking about high crazy numbers, I know that in the past that we've had the issue with people saying, bull runs the previous 100,000. That was just really to get people to smoke the hopium enough to think that it's actually going to get there so that they could be the exit liquidity on the way out. But I don't think that we're there anymore. I feel like the hopium, the narratives and all that stuff, it's not the same as what it once was. Again, you have to think back in the day, the last kind of cycle, it was still probably in the earliest phase of shifting from a movement into an industry, right? And so I don't feel like some of the same sentiments and how that stuff all worked out is going to be the same as we move onto a full-fledged financial system after we've graduated from industry, because it's gone. Remember, it was a movement. The cypherpunks, this was a movement that turned into an industry that is now part of the financial system of the world. At some point, we go off the 4-year cycle and we just go ballistic, and or say the 4-year cycle stays intact. I still believe we have this entire year to go well past $125,000 for Bitcoin, but never got any rugs. All memes are rugs. For the most part, most 99.99 memes are rugs. There are some people who have a meme coin because it's that by nature, but it will never rug because, if I were ever to launch a coin, that would be my final, like, that would be what I do forever, right? Like, because I wouldn't be one of those people that moves on and does something else. Like, I wouldn't allow it. That's why I didn't launch an NFT project. It was that same kind of thing. Like, if you are going to bring a product or something like that to market, you better be ready to run that thing. That's my opinion, right? You see some of these guys that flip-flop, that leave, that rug, that do all that stuff, and I just think that's shitty business. I would never do that to you guys. So make sure you guys smash the like button. Anyway, let's go. Cycle is gone. Man, we got some fuddy-duddies in the house, and that's okay. What do you guys think? I want to know. In the chat. If you are on X, if you're on YouTube, it does not matter, right? Hashtag bull or hashtag bear. I want to know exact. And you know what? Actually, I could go to YouTube. I may lose the camera while I do this. Sometimes the camera fades away. But let's go here. Let's go to, I want to start a poll over on close. There we go. Let's go here. Boom, boom, boom. And a poll. Start a poll. What part of the cycle are we? Bull or bear? There you go. All right, there's a poll for the YouTube. Unfortunately, I cannot do that on the X. I don't believe that we can do polls on X live streams. Let me just open this back up here. Skylar H35901 says, "Fucking bullish." How? I mean, like literally, how can you not be? I believe that we are. Man, we haven't even started. The bull run hasn't even started yet. This is just a local mini bear. This is just a mini bear, a correction. This is for the people who were supposed to get in who didn't. This is their opportunity. This is the chance of a lifetime because tokens do not go down like this in a bull market usually. And so knowing that we're about to see, we just have to see like this Bitcoin arms race, right? Like every country, every state, it's going to be a domino effect. It's going to be a domino effect. And we've got a big lead. I think we've got 200 and some thousand Bitcoin. China's on our heels. I know that. And then I believe Great Britain's number 3. Let's pull this up. If we're going to talk about this stuff, let's see. BTC by country. Bitcoin holdings of countries and governments. All right, here we go. China, number 2. See, so we have 207,189. China's got 194,000. The United Kingdom's got 61,000. Ukraine's got 46,000. That's probably all of ours anyway. The Kingdom of Bhutan, 13,029. El Salvador, 6,002. Finland, 1981. What? Georgia, the country of Georgia has sold out, and they keep. That's funny that they keep Germany on here. Germany, as we know, was a Bitcoin holder, but they sold. Now, what price did they sell at? Actually, what price did Germany sell its Bitcoin? All right, so this might be a little bit harder. Germany's decision to sell nearly 50,000. Oh, they sold. So this was November 8th of 2024. We're gonna have to. We'll have to take a look and see what the price was back then. But November 8th is when this article came out, and it says, let's see. I want to share this tab instead. You're seeing that, right? Yeah, there you go. Germany had missed out $1 billion in profit, but they sold nearly 50,000 Bitcoin at 53,000. Damn. Talk about bad news, Buster Brown. Crazy Crypto Scat. UK represent, man. You and my guy, 6 a.m. Doug. Shout out. B Baker says, "Wish I had money to buy Ondo." I know, don't we all, man? I got to make some decisions. I'm not a all eggs in one kind of basket kind of guy. That's not me. However, I do feel like I could pump that basket and dump a different one that maybe is not performing as well, or maybe I don't have as high conviction in. But like when it comes to like non-performers like Pith, I'm not selling my Pith. Pitt's going to rip at some point. We'll get to the charts in just a second here. All right. So there's our countries that own Bitcoin that we've got on the list. Georgia, well, a little bit lower actually down on the list. Georgia says 66. So the country of Georgia, not the state where I live. I live in the state of Georgia. That's the country of Georgia. They've got 66, worth 6 million. Good for them. Good for the country of Georgia. All right. Bad news. This was bad, man. ETH is ripping. You know what? Screw the news. Let's look at charts. That sounds like way more fun. We can maybe come back to it if we want to. I love this idea. Wow, ETH is not ripping. We got the ETH chart open. It is on the 4-hour. Let's put it on the hourly. There we go. Love to see that. Great decision in my mind. Let's share the tab with you guys there so you can see here. We'll have to change. We're gonna have to change some of our lines now, especially in all this. All right, let's go to the top. We're gonna do this the right way. So let's go to the daily. We like to draw on the daily. That's my favorite. Looks like we're still in our downtrend. Ondo, right? Ondo, am I right? Okay, so man, I was hoping that we were going to be out of this. It's been a little while since we did this, but we could say we're in the triangle of love. Here we go. And potentially we could draw another line right here where we're at and even shorten our time in the triangle of love. There we go. You guys, if you're not familiar, the triangle of love is this little part right here where the love part is because we're bulls, we're always bullish, especially in a bull market, even though we potentially could be in like a little local cool off period or a bear, whatever you want to, whatever you guys want to call it. What does our poll say? 80% bull. There we go. That's my people right there. That's my people. So this triangle of love, depending on if we are going with this lower level of support or this one right here, that's kind of our current level of support. This right here would give us just until next Monday to get in and get out of this zone, which gives us a week, man. Give me a week. That's cool. Now, however, if we're forced to deal with this lower support level, we're going to have to hang on for just about another week till March 2nd. Okay. This gives us until the 25th of Feb. This gives us until March 25th. Now, what I would expect from there is, listen, you got it's not that you're going to hear accurate price points from me like, the next move is to 228. And then from there, we're going to move to this. Now, $5 for Ondo. And that's FUD. That's FUD. This bull run is $5 for Ondo. $100 billion market cap is like $31. I think that's a slam dunk later on. It's going to take a while to get to 100 billion. But mark my words, 100 billy, baby. That's where it's headed. So, all right. There was our Ondo thing. So I'm expecting a breakout. Like I know that the trend is your friend, and your trend you follow the trend until it doesn't. However, I feel like our days are numbered. Days are numbered. They have to be, unless you guys are right, and we just pack it up and go home, and we'll see in a few years. But I don't think so. All right, Solana, as you know, we sold our soul for ETH yesterday, and that is A-okay. And let's see, what do we have going on here? What does this look like to you guys? Is this like a Head and Shoulders? Is that what we're looking at here? Am I crazy for saying? Let me know in the chat. As you guys know, is this? Do we need a higher shoulder? Does it have to match, or can it just go like this? Is that doable? Could you call this a Head and Shoulders potentially, or not yet? RSI for what? Are we looking at Ondo? Let's see. Do I have? Here we go. Again, there's the RSI. We'll bring this up a little bit right here. Nope, we're not trying to draw though. Okay. All right. So there's Ondo. Back to Sol. I mean, it looks like all the indicators are pointing down. I mean, everything is pointing down. I tell you what, bro, that's looking like my work, buddy. Sloppy ass shoulders, man. Hey, it could be it's got a bad shoulder. Like it's just got a droop shoulder. Like, man, I dislocated like this one. This one I blew out snowboarding. This one is like I was a pitcher in baseball, and I used to hit with my shoulders a lot for football and blew them both out. So like like, you know, some people just have bad shoulders. A head and shoulders pattern, it could be weak, man. It could be like, oh man, I got a little weak shoulder, man. Watch out for my weak one. Like the Chris Elliott thing, right? Take my strong hand. Could be one of those. You never know. All right, moving on. Whoa, what in the world is this? Let's remove 10 drawings. There we go. Let's see what we like about XRP. I feel like, I mean, look, we've got to understand that our first thing that we got to do is break this level right there, which is 312. Should be no problem. I think once the narrative changes, once things start swinging, maybe one of these ETFs gets launched. What didn't somebody think that an ETF, XRP ETF, was going to get announced like this month potentially? XRP ETF approval sparks interest in cryptocurrency markets. 2025 XRP ETF approval odds hit 81% on Polymarket. That was 3 days ago. SEC case and ETF approval could see XRP sort of $15. Give that to me. Give that to me. What's up, Jake the Crypto Snack, my guy? Was something supposed to happen with Charles Hawkinson? Hawkins. Hey, Hawkins. I like that, Ellie. Charles Hawkins. I am just going to, for now, call it. Nope. No. Don't you dare worry about that autocorrect. Charles Hawkins. Hey, let's go check on some Charles Hawkins news. Let's see. Did he post anything? So this was from 4:05. This is like 20 minutes ago. So what do we learn here? No Wyoming companies building the project, no competitive differentiator to circle or tether, no real business strategy to make money. The executive director enjoys alienating Wyoming business. No clue where politics are going in 2026. Best of luck building on quicksand. Whoa, what is this about? Wyoming Treasury should run on blockchain stable token commission boss. The executive director of the Wyoming Stable Token Commission, Anthony Apollo, said a real-time traceable ecosystem is exponentially better than the current system. Let's see. I certainly think so. The executive director of the Wyoming Stable Token Commission says the impending launch of its fully backed and compliant stablecoin could lay the groundwork for the State Treasurer's office to run on blockchain. Career Treasury officials are breaking the law every hour, every day by approving payments that are fraudulent or do not match the funding laws passed by Congress. I had seen, my wife had posted, she had shown me a picture today. Man, I got to like think about this while I try to bring myself up full screen here. What is happening? There we go. It was Social Security. If I'm not mistaken, it was Social Security payments going out. There was an audit on this, and like there are Social Security payments going out to people that are like 200 and 300 years old, just because they just like, it doesn't make sense. Now, the validity of all of that, I'm not 100% certain. But at the end of the day, the idea of cutting a lot of this government waste and making sure that you know, maybe the money that we do put into our country does benefit the right things versus just fucking nonsense, which right now is a lot of nonsense. We're finding that out. All right, that is that done. We are done there. We are done talking about that. Let's go back to the charts, because that's really what we want. I know that. You know that. I know that. We all know that. If there's anything that you guys want me to look up to, this is now a great time for you to drop a ticker, drop a CA. Actually, the CA may be tough. I don't know if they come through. I think if you do because I can only copy paste out of the YouTube studio, and I believe unless you are a mod, the contract address gets wiped. But that's nothing that I've done. I think that's just a thing. So, all right, let's go back to the chats. All right. XRP. Is it time to get into the trades again? Should we be trading yet? Are we waiting for the catalyst of news? Because it just seems like we might be. Look here. This is the daily chart. What if we got one of those? I know that's very much speculation. We are a long ways away from that, but hey, you got to have a cup before you have a handle, right? Even in the pottery world, I am not a pottery guy. I've never done pottery. I've always wanted to throw clay, as they say, but I've never done it. And but I've seen some videos, and I've seen that guy who this has got to be so frustrating, but it's his shtick, right? His videos start with the entire tray of all those beautifully color coordinated coffee mugs falling over and just falling into a pile of slop, which then he remolds, and then the video is him making a new set of them or whatever. I do know that you have to make the cup before you make the handle, just like you have to have a horse before you have a cart. The whole idea of this cup and handle is definitely elementary, and we will track this. We will track this to see how this plays out. I wish that it was maybe a little bit smaller, but if we do our little thing, we'll go there. Mike Vollmer saying if XRP flips ETH, then ETH will fall even farther. BNB's soul will pass it. That's interesting. Do you think? Oh, it's the butt. It's not a cup and pattern. It's right now, it's just the left cheek. And we're waiting for the confirmation of the right cheek to complete the XRP booty pattern, which, by the way, once this other cheek comes in, it's moon time. Ha ha! Ellie, thank you. That was fantastic material on the butt and the moon and all that stuff. So I love that. You've been to a pottery studio? I got to try. I've been to a studio, but I've never actually been able to throw the clay. It's just never worked out. Something I want to get into. Glass beads. Whew. Are you talking about on this pattern, this chart pattern? Yikes. Here's the Bitcoin chart. Here's the Bitcoin chart. This has been our nice little stable coin here. Let's zoom in on this thing and look at this. How long has this thing been ranging? Look at that. There was a time when Bitcoin's like 1 minute chart looked like a monthly chart or whatever it was, like where it was just absolutely out of control, going wild. And as you can see, look at this. So we can go as long as this has been here. All right, so let's start. Let's just go from here. And that's probably even. So there we go. There is our tight stable coin range that Bitcoin has been in now for what seems like way too long. So if we started on the 4th of, we started our lines on the 4th of February, and we've got a top of 99, bottom of 95. So about a $4,000 range for what seems like an eternity. So at some point, hopefully, we are going to see this thing break up out of here. We are at the bottom of the range, and so I would expect, unless something happens, this might be actually a good trade to get into. Actually, because we are down here at the bottom part. Now we could, let's do this. You guys know the rule. We're going to set an alert. BTC long opportunity. So if we see Bitcoin come down here and we get this alert and say we get in along and say it just goes back to the top of our range, that's 5% on 10x. That's a 50% popper, baby. Let's get it. So I've got an alert set on the bottom part of this range here. Obviously, we see that there's wicks and all that stuff, so we're at the buy with caution, all that stuff. We're not putting it in order on that line, but that at least lets us know, boom, there's action. We got action. We potentially have, and even if it goes up a little bit in that range, but it has. I mean, look at how many times in our little line here do we touch? 1, 2. There's 3 there. There's a couple more here, couple more here, couple more here. So I would say that that's a pretty good indication that we may get into a Bitcoin long if we tap that now. If it fundamentally falls off and we go down farther, we're not going to get into a trade. That's why we got to start watching it. We're not getting into a trade on that line. We just start paying attention a little bit more. Chart name for that is the brown. I started reading without reading. Hopefully no dump in between the cheeks. You guys are funny. We're on a different chart now. Okay, but we'll swing it back on over to the that was the XRP chart, right? On the daily. Yep, there it is. Y'all are hilarious. ICP, I'm not really into this. Looks like our recent uptrend has broken down. So watch this thing to come back down even farther. We do have our alert set on this, on the bottom side of this trend. We might want to change this and add a new one. It's not really coming down as much. So maybe we can tighten the zone a little bit and have some ideas. But ICP, I'm not looking in to get in anytime soon anyway. I feel like you guys would call me a poser just because I think that this. Let's go look at the all-time of ICP. Because you're like, it's Sam. Sam ruined it. It's not ICP's fault. It's Sam's fault. It's not the all-time chart. That's not the all-time chart. What is this? There it is. It hasn't recovered at all. And I know that it's had a decent year. But you got to be kidding me with this fucking coin. That looks like, and I get it. Sam! That's a meme coin. That is a rugged meme coin, is what that chart looks like. Who in their right mind, what actual investor is going to look at that and say, oh, that looks like a good opportunity? That sucks. Sam! Sammy ruined it. Sammy! ICP bought you your 4th gen Bronco. I ain't complaining. Hell yeah. There you go. But I'm saying, like, getting into it now, like, you might have, you already got the Bronco, so you obviously sold the coin. But you're not going back into it, are you? Oh, okay. So you bought it at 480. It's 710. That's good. But so again, if you do it on the year looks a little bit better, right? There's actually some chop, some ups, some downs, all that stuff. It doesn't look as bad, right? And so one could say, like, oh, maybe it'll have a decent run. Maybe you get to like this line right here, this little average, $13. I just don't know. Like, it's not my jam. I'm not talking shit about ICP because I know it has a great community and they're very loyal. It's just not my jam. Here's one we are looking to build a position here. This was from my video the other day. Let me remove my bullish arrow. We are getting close. Getting freaking close, guys. Let's zoom in to the triangle of love. Going to the chapel. It's the triangle of love here for Jasmine. I know there's a lot of people in this community and a lot of my friends' communities that are super excited for Jasmine to have its moment. I posted a video the other day. I'm actually going to, anyway, I posted a video the other day about Jasmine and how, you know, if you look at also the climate in Japan right now, it's kind of the perfect storm for Jasmine to really get going. They're changing their legislature. They're adding ETFs. They're doing some tax things where there's going to be a lot more money and liquidity in the market. And so, you know, Japan call Bitcoin, or excuse me, Jasmine is called Japan's Bitcoin, not because it's trying to be like it's Bitcoin, but because of like the ethos of it, what it stands for, IoT, data privacy, and all that kind of stuff. But now that the climate is changing in Japan, I feel like the timing is right. The timing is absolutely right, especially with this chart we're looking at. And we'll, you know, maybe we need to make adjustments if we go past here and we still haven't had our breakout or breakdown. But the whole idea of, I mean, let's zoom this thing so you can see. This is the second version, right? We had one that was a lot of last year, right? From June to November, and broke out, and then we had a nice breakout. And then now, no, December, we started this new downtrend. Always respecting the bottom here, though, since like the beginning of the month, we've respected the support line here, which leads us to believe it's consolidating for its next run. It's consolidating for its next run up, which is that way. I mean, there's no, you know, we can target certain things, right? Like, okay, let's say, you know, after breakout, here's the first level that maybe we'll look at. There's probably one in between, right? Let's just say right here seems like it's a pretty strong candidate as well. So, I mean, that seems to be kind of like what should be the levels of where we would want to take profits at, because you could maybe hit one here, but I feel like if it's going to blow past this, it's probably going to come up to this one. So that is Jasmine. What's going on with the chat? How are you guys doing? Pierogies sound very good. What about who's Mrs. Pierogi? Who's Mrs. Pierogi? I actually really want a pierogi. I could, if my wife's watching, if we haven't made dinner plans yet, pierogies sound wonderful. I have the car, so maybe I'd have to stop to get them myself. Or we'll make them. So not today, but pierogies. We make everything now. It's wonderful. I walked downstairs the other day to 2 fresh baguettes, fresh made baguettes. I don't know if you've never been in a house. I'm going to go full screen on this one for you guys. If you've never been in a house and walked into a room and smelled fresh baked bread, you're not living. You are not living. So either learn how to bake bread or ask your lover or your roommate to bake bread if you're not able. How can you have just one pierogi, says Enrique Suave? You can't. That's impossible. There's a place not too far from us. I believe it's in downtown Woodstock. Downtown Kennesaw. Yes. And they have some amazing pierogies that they make. Amazing. You cannot just have one pierogi. That's impossible. What kind of supersized pierogies are you making? Exactly. Wait, so who's having just one? Who's having just one? I don't see you. Enrique, are you having a conversation about pierogies with yourself? Huh. Anyway, I love pierogies. And it's been years, freaking years, since I've had a pierogi. It is time for a pierogi. All right, let's go back to our chart friends. We're not trying to change the interval. So again, Jasmine, guys, like honestly, like unless it's breaking down to even lower to the 2-cent level, which I guess it could. But I would anticipate this thing is going to break out to the upside. It just seems like that's its MO. It's ready. It's been riding the lower side of support for quite some time now. And, the narrative is strong. Let's see what happens. See you, Mike. He's got to go get some food. Let's see some quick ones. NavX was something we were looking at last week. Chart still seems to be doing its thing. Devi, same, still kind of just doing its thing, up a little bit over the weekend. Plume was up big, a little bit of a red candle today, has since recovered. Definitely one that we want to do a deep dive. I want to do a conversation with somebody that knows a lot about Plume, so that'll be coming up soon. I've got a lot of people to get back to. I put out a post early over the weekend about collaborating with some people this weekend, and I got a lot overwhelmed with messages. And so if you did message me about doing this, I will get back to you. I started to get back to some people, but I got to do this on a different scale. So I'm excited about this, but I got to put it all together. So be on the lookout. Going to be doing a lot of collabs coming up soon. So if you want to collab and be on, whether you want to be live on this show or you want to pre-record something, either way, I love the concept and the idea of both. Just get at me. Let me know. You can answer on that post, or I'll be posting some other stuff about it soon. All right, back to the Plume. There's that. Let's go ETH. Let's go ETH. All right, let's remove this. Let's see what we're looking at. Where are we trying to get to right here? So this is what I was doing before, was looking at historically where could we see some moves for Ethereum. And if we see another breakdown, the 24 level right here, that's in play, right? We see that there are a couple times here. I mean, even back here, there's a lot of activity at that level. So I would be comfortable with saying that if it does come down, that would be a great resting spot for it to bounce. But something we got to be looking at is, we've been on this little uptrend here. And so if that continues, which I am hopeful it does, because as you guys know, I swapped a very large portion of my Solana for Ethereum yesterday. It's paid off very well so far. But love to see this thing continue to go up, maybe make a rip towards a new all-time high, which I believe is what? Let's put it on the weekly. Here we go. So if we could get this baby up to, what is this, 4868-ish. That seems to be like our all-time high-ish, somewhere around there. So that's the move, man. I don't know how strong the narrative is for this to happen in the near future. I don't anticipate this happen this month. But I am going to be watching the situation. I'm going to be watching the difference between Solana, what Solana is doing, how it's performing, how ETH is performing. Maybe the idea is to take this out of ETH and put it into something else like XRP or something else, Bitcoin, whatever, right? And let that perform. And this could be the thing that we shuffle around and move around. Always, I don't want to say always chasing gains, but strategically chasing gains. You could get wrecked trying to do that. The scammer call channel guy puts on old lady's voice called Miss Pierogi. Okay, I get it now. That's funny. Indicators for Ethereum are showing us. Let's give ourselves some more space here. Like we're pointing up here. That's good. This coming down is not my favorite. This going back up here, though, is. And I think that with some of our indicators, I mean, we'll see, right? The narrative has just been a lot of up and downs. It's been a lot of chops. There's been, what's the catalyst? What's the next move? Have we heard anything about the strategic reserve? I know that our crypto czar was saying, get ready for an announcement about our digital asset stuff, but digital asset stockpile. Let's see. Do we have anything new? Bitcoin should anchor the U.S. digital asset stockpile. Now, a week ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, nothing really. So we don't have any more information other than the stuff that we've already known. So we'll see, guys. I mean, I took the chance on that. And again, I'm doing this. I'm not recommending that anybody else sell their Solana or swap for Ethereum or do whatever. That was just a personal thing, and it worked out so far. But this is not, this wasn't just like a one-day arbitrage thing. We'll see what happens over the near to midterm. All right, near to midterm. So. Any other charts we want to look at? Virtuals down, really nothing to look at, nothing to write home about, not exciting. When it's down and down in the dumps. Down in the dumps. Okay, what is happening here? There. H bar, a little nervous about H bar. I'm not sure if I want to swap that out for something else in that ecosystem or just hang on tight. But definitely wish that decision was made closer to the 30 cent range than at 21 cents. And so you either hang on at this point knowing that you lost 50%, potentially could go up, could go down more, or you cut your loss, and you're not lost, but you cut it where it is and you move into something else. That's the decision everybody's got to be willing to make. Remember, don't get married to your bags. Just because you're in the community doesn't mean that you have to keep your investments tied up in something that's not performing well for you, unless it's like that's like your jam. And I get it. Nobody should be talked out of being in a community. However, there is some quote about the worst thing that you can do is join a community. I mean, look about like a lot of diehard communities that ended up getting roasted just because, whether it's coins, NFTs, all that kind of stuff, just things to be paying attention to. Hello, everybody. Hello, Genre. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Pith. This is the weekly, right? Yeah. Oh man. No bueno. Pith does not look good. I'm not selling my Pith at all. I have no interest in selling my Pith, but it does not look good what's happening here. It is just for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks straight down. It's done this before, it looks like, though, right? We've had a long streak of red last year after a big pump. So we're really interesting. I know that Pith has been an underperformer. The graph's been an underperformer. A lot of coins have been underperformers, especially thinking that if we're going to have another run, those are the ones typically. Look at this, actually. I would think, and you could call me crazy. You guys could call me crazy, but I have a feeling. Let's make this as big as we can. There we go. I have a feeling that this is starting to do this kind of a thing. And maybe it'll be a little bit sooner. Maybe it won't. But that looks like it's starting to round out to me. I am definitely Pith DCA. I mean, there's no reason why this thing's not going to be an absolute ripper. It could go up even faster than that. That seems like it was a little stretched out before. But you get the idea. It looks like this could be changing direction. And if this thing does, man, I'm telling you, this thing could rip with a vengeance and catch everybody off guard when you least expect it, when there's some of the most capitulation. All of this selling, this downward trajectory, all of this, that's all capitulation and manipulation. But karate, what's happening with karate? We got a fight coming up soon. Typically, there's a pump leading up to a fight. ETH Denver is the next karate combat fight. So if you guys are going to be out there for that, don't know if I'm going to be out there quite yet. But I would love to be, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. We'll see. some things have changed on my end, but here we go. I would say that there needs to be a strong narrative, a stronger narrative for this coin. I would think with some of the things that I have said about it, right? Like, one, you're a token holder. You're also kind of an owner of the league, right? How cool is that? If you had an opportunity when, say, the UFC was just getting started to be a partial owner in it, would you take that opportunity? Absolutely. Knowing what we know now, and knowing that, martial arts, MMA, combat sports are the fastest growing on the planet. This is crypto's first pro sport. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know how you can't have a bag of this. I've got a bag of this, and you saw my video. I posted a short of this the other day. I was doing that back and forth to the Hashpack app, swapping for the pack token, getting a little bit of yield on that, and then bringing it back over to karate for the fights. And man, there was like 2 months where what I was sending back was far less than what I had originally, brought over. And so I said, fuck that. Like, I'm done doing that. So now I just hold, man. This is, as far as having some exposure to some lower caps. I think, if you have some conviction in it, or I fought karate combat. I feel like there is a lot of growth that's going to happen with their ecosystem, and how that could morph into even more, especially with the up only stuff that they've got that they're doing. It's just, to me, it's a prime opportunity, and I'm not here to sell you guys on this, and maybe this is just a long-winded thing of me saying I love karate combat, and the karate token is going to stay in my portfolio no matter what. But opportunities, developers, opportunities. Whiff continues to be getting beat up. However, look at this. Whiff may have seen its bottom. Look at this, 2 weeks in a row. Flat bottom, girls, you make the Whiff world go round. Flat bottom. I didn't mean to say flat bottom girls. I meant to say flat bottom candles. Flat bottom candles, you make the Whiff world go round. So we are definitely looking for this thing to go up. However, it's so interesting. I feel like I've got to just reevaluate how I feel about meme coins in general. I know that it's been the liquidity suck. I know that it is kind of the bullshit that has plagued our industry now for quite some time. But when you look at it, they're very necessary. They're very cool concept of how you can really bring together a group of people in a community. It does change the dynamic of investing. However, there's probably some ways that you can offset that with, partnerships and all, whatever, anything, some other things, so you're not totally getting married to your bags, which you see a lot of people do. And I'm not selling down, I'm in the community. But are you willing to take like 100% loss because you're in the community? That just seems wild. That doesn't seem like a good financial position, unless like it doesn't matter, right? Unless like that position that you have doesn't matter. You just want to keep your group of friends, your internet friend, whatever it is, right? To each their own. But I just don't know if things like I had originally thought about Whiff are going to come true anymore because of the dilution and how much meme coins there are. And if, say, Uncle Jim does come into crypto, I'm going to get him into the communities that, maybe people, I think probably what it is people have to learn that the meme coin ecosystem it can offer you something more than just potentially making 1,000x, because you're not going to make 1,000x. But if you want to join, Project XYZ, because it's the narrative around it is a bunch of dudes who like to play league softball, right? And that's what, say, the NFT collection or the coin is, whatever, right? This is just a stupid example. Like, you should go join that as your community if that floats your boat. Like, meme coins could probably serve that kind of a role moving forward, where it's like your culture, your community coin. It doesn't have to necessarily be about everything or anything or whatever. But yeah, hopefully you guys get the concept there. Anyway, the graph DCA, I would feel like that's another one of those. It's just like, let me pull this up because it is actually GRT. USDT. I feel like this is one that we have. We probably, yeah, we've got lines on here. This is that same kind of thing where we were looking at this one. You guys have heard me talk about this. We were looking at the graph for the October portfolio at the end of September, which, you know, it's this circled price right here. It's now down below that. It did go up, so it did make a nice little rip, but, you know, consistently going down. Let's remove all these drawings because that looks like trash. Consistently going down over time here. And, you know, we could, what? Come on. Let's put that there. Let's, do we have any other bottom support where we are now? So let's go here. Let's go here. All right. So I would say, much like, you know, one of the other projects that we were looking at, getting into our triangle of love here, I would think that we're probably going to have to play with more of the lower support level on this one for the graph. So I am going to set my alarm here because we're already flirting with this one. You know, all this here still is not doing its thing. I feel like we are going to want to set our alarm on this line, which I'm going to do right now. Remember, you guys can copy any of the things that I'm doing, or you can settle your own. But just the most important thing is set your alerts. Do your work one time. Like, it's different for me because I talk through this, like, you know, on a live stream with you guys versus like when you're doing it on your own. But like when you're doing this shit on your own, like you should definitely be setting alerts for every line you draw. If there's an impact for you to get into a trade, get out of a position, you know, look at different setups, all that kind of thing. So just do that. Do that for me. All right. And let's see. This is the graph, and this is low support, maybe go long. Create. There you go. So now we got an alert. If this thing touches that line, that's what it's going to say. So you're at the lower support. Maybe think about going long on the graph because it shouldn't. It could go lower, but I wouldn't. I mean, unless there's a full breakdown of like crypto, we probably shouldn't see it go all the way down there to 5 cents. But think about that opportunity if it does. Think about getting the graph at 5.5 cents. Whew. So the graph, I wouldn't get in it yet. The trend is your friend until it's not. And the trend is down, down, baby. Oak Street in the Range Rover. Swoop, swoop, baby. Not ready to let it go. I'm sorry I did that to you. Aventus. Let's look at it. I'm going to look at it here on CoinMarketCap first. AVENTUS. Aventus. Coming in at number 985. Okay, so this could be one of those juicy ones that oh baby, I like that. I like that these two pops have gotten higher and higher. So maybe we could expect like a what is this here? 7 bones. Man, maybe like an $8 or a $9 pop on the next one. Aventus. Let's see, $14 million market cap. You got 10 million is the circulating. It's got 6 million circulating. This thing could like just like on a volume play, just because of the circulating supply could rip. Holy shit. It's only got 60% out of 10 million. My God. Not that that actually means anything, but at the end of the day, like that could be an indicator because there are so few of them that it could rip. Look at was it Maker? Is it Maker the one that's like super expensive? Look at price. We're in the top 100 only, probably. I gotta switch that out. Let's go show rows. What? Filters, all chains, all categories. What? Why don't I get make? Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So I was just being ridiculous. Yeah, Maker. So Maker, it's like $1,000 coin. Look at the supply. They've got. It's like that same kind of thing. There's like 1 million, right? There's only 1 million makers, and so it's like one of those kind of things where you can play off that supply issue like that. All right. So let's go back to this Aventus. AVT is the ticker. Let's take it on over to TradingView. Let's look at the AVT US Aventus. And let's go with, I'm going to just go on Coinbase. Here it is. Let's zoom out. As you saw on the other charts, we had our nice little pops. Definitely would like to see some closer. Oh, this is the weekly. That's, I got to get out of the weekly. Let's look at the daily. Quant also has less supply, but they're stupid. Quant shut up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a quant fan. I don't think I've ever even held some quant tokens. I'll tell you what, like even just the volatility of this chart, I like this coin just by what it does. I mean, I feel like this would be a really good opportunity where it's at right now. I mean, yeah, you've got some lower zones where you could see this thing go. Right. But I'm liking more of the upside, like come up here to like, close to $3. Let's look at that right there. We just lost our bottom indicators, but that's okay. Hey, this is a good one. I want to add this to our chart. Add this to our watch list. All right, we're watching this one now. We got to add this thing up here. We're going to put this thing up there. Remember, the CME gap is this is where our more important ones that we're looking at are up here. And if you make the top side of the list, I'll tell you what, actually, so we got to put ETH up there. We're going to put Sol on the bottom side of it now, because as you know, we're out of it for a little bit. Down 420. Okay. Let's look at, if there's any coins you guys want me to look at. I want to look at DEX tools and pop over on our little favorites section to see if any of our favorites are doing well today. All right, let's see here. This was the one. I got to get into this one. You guys I believe y'all brought this to my attention, although I had seen some things. Morpho. What's cool about what we're doing on this is when you bring stuff to my attention, we draw a little line. So if anybody decided to get in the day that so it was this day, it was the certain, I'm fairly certain it was the 12th. We'll have to double check that. But that line, 100%. So if you got in, you're up 10% right now. It's not bad. A lot of things are down, so not terrible. Let's see, Volmer, you want to see the Debbie chart? All right, let me going on over here to we got this one here. Like this is the one that's got, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have told me this is the one that's got some catalyst news with like the New York Stock Exchange, right? Something like that. So we'll draw our lines. So what? All right. So I would be looking, let's see, I'm going to set myself an alarm. So, all right, so tell myself to pay attention, right? Because really, like, I feel like we'll probably see it come back down here to touch this support zone here. So really, and then for here, once per bar, think about going long or buying spot. I don't even know, how what the market pairs are for this. I don't know if it's spot only or if you can go long on it, but there you go. So that's what I got set up for Devi. I'm gonna wait for it to blow past here, and then if it comes down here, and we'll be looking at it off. It's on our list. We'll slide it on up. I'll move it on up. Move it to the bottom of that one. Anything else we need to move? Anything else we need? I'm gonna move karate up too, especially while we're pre-fight, so that these are the ones we know we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna pull ICP off. We don't need ICP up here anymore. So we got Ondo, Ethereum, Ondo, XRP, ETH, Bitcoin, and JASMY, and Devi and karate. Those are our dailies. The rest we'll look at on an ad need basis or as things that people want to pull up. Goldfinch, let's pull it up. GFI. Goldfinch spot on Coinbase. Oof. This one looks like it's probably getting ready to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks a little bit more serious now. All right. Let's just, for the sake of saying, I know that that's not probably wildly accurate, but all right. Look where we are. Look where we are. We are in the triangle of love. And potentially, if all of this plays out correct, this would be done by Wednesday, the 12th of March. We'll have to make our decision. It is definitely on the lower side, down a little bit today. Had a nice couple days previous, but on the lower side of the zone now, getting closer to the support level. So pay attention to this thing for a breakout. Well, I like Goldfinch. I don't own any Goldfinch, but that doesn't mean that I don't need to or I don't have to. So, all right, we're going to add Goldfinch to our list. We'll add it up here. We'll add it above Solana. Although we probably need to have Solana in here so we look at it every day, but it's going to be on the bottom of the list. Okay, so we got Goldfinch in there. Hot Life AK with the super chat. Fam, what's up? I appreciate you, fam. Where am I at on VET? VeChain, VFam. Dude, VeChain for life, man. VFam for life. I love that project. And I think so right now, a lot of my position in VeChain is in the VBetter. Ask me later. I am in the Better token, right? And so that has been performing. It performed very well. It did several X's over the course of a couple months. Or several weeks or whatever it was. All I know is that it like ripped like 6x or something. It went absolutely nuts. I'm super bullish on the entire VeChain ecosystem. My goal is to get myself a Tesla. I want to get a Model X. I need to get the Model X is what I need. Right now we got a Kia Telluride and not like bad, but just about every time I put my daughter in the car, just because of how big I am, how the doors are, I bonk her head on the car. And so I am really looking forward to those doors that go up so I can just place her in her car seat. So I want to get the Tesla. And then from there, I want to do all of the ecosystem things to, to earn the rewards and do all that stuff and just kind of, be the sustainable person that I know, I am. Like, so that is something that's a goal of mine. A bull market goal is to get the X and then to do all that, the VeChain ecosystem stuff. But let's take a look at the chart. It's been a while since I looked at VeChain. VET-USDT, because I want to look at it in case they got it on the feed, man. Yeah, here we go. Oh, see, here we go. This was our chart. All right, so VeChain performing better than a lot of other ones that we have seen and that we've been looking at, right? So end of September, let's see, end of September was right here. So in there, in that zone, it's currently sitting right here. So it had a big push, shot up to 7, almost 8 cents. The idea of VeChain getting back up to all-time high is very, very, very doable in my opinion. 28 cents, I think, is the all-time high. However, to me, I kind of feel like there's going to be at some point maybe the whole speculation aspect of a particular coin or narrative or whatever is going to go away, right? VeChain, it's what's this? What do we need to speculate on? Like, they're here, they do supply chain tracking, they got the Walmart China deal going, they're the partners with VeChain long term or UFC long term. Like, it's here to stay. Like, what's the incentive to speculate on the price and run it up and then run it back down? I would love to see some projects that have really shaped and molded parts of the ecosystem really start to do that, then climb the ascent to where they need to be and stay there. Like, there's no need, like, think like Coca-Cola doesn't, maybe it does. We can actually, let's take a look at the chart and let's see. And we're going to look at a stock here. Coke. Is that like a thing? No. What's the ticker for Coca-Cola? Ticker for Coca-Cola is KO. Okay. KO. Stocks. Let me make sure. There we go. Coca-Cola Company. I guess we'll look here. I've never actually looked at stocks on this before. So this is interesting. So there is like honestly a little bit more volatility to some of this stuff than I would think. However, it's not like it doesn't go on like a 4-year cycle or anything, but we do see right here. How big of a dip was this? There was a little bit of a correction inside of it. So it's actually here, down here. Damn, a 40%? COVID. Damn, dude. So COVID got wrecked at Coca-Cola got wrecked during COVID. What is this? 15%. That was September of 2022. What happened in September of 22 that would make Coke drop? And it's currently on a nice little bullish uptrend here. Let's see, from here to here, up 15%. There you go. Over the last 22 bars. This is the daily, so over the last 3 weeks. All right. There you go. There's our stock stuff for the day. Looking at the Coke stock. I don't know why that was my reference there. But as you can see, like, the whole idea of these industries that for the most part, and these products for the most part, and let's put it on monthly because this is, I mean, you see, like, it's not, there's here, this is way more bullish than the rest of it. Like in the late 90s, in the mid 90s, man, 94 to 97. What a good couple years for Coca-Cola. I tell you what, man, what did that thing riff? That was like the Coca-Cola bull market. The late 90s, mid to late 90s, man. They did a 3x. Coke did a 3x mid to late 90s. That's great. High Life saying, want to turn my VeChain into a Larry at 550. Let's go. Let's go. That's a big ass truck. All right. Did we do? Well, we got to go back to our DEX tools. If there were any other ones that you guys want me to look at, I believe we got them all. I'm pretty confident I picked up everything that you guys put down in the chat. So thanks for participating and hanging out today. We're looking at the wrong Coke for making. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Let's look at VHS. Is it doing anything today? I know it was getting down near close to the $2 million market cap, so up a little bit from where it was before. Back to a $2 million market cap. We did pierce. We made a new a lower low, so the streak of higher lows has come to an end. But that does not mean anything. There is a lot to be said about the people in the group doing this. And I know that this, you'd be like, don't be conflicting for what you said in the show about how memes, all this stuff. Like, there are some that are different. This is nostalgic. I know the guys that run this one. It has not rugged. There is no intention of rugging it ever. Like, that's not the play. So that's the meme coin that I'm in, is this VHS one, but finally made its first. And we look at ICP. We looked at the ICP chart. Looks like a dead coin, right? That all-time chart looking like the dinosaur tail. A lot of meme coins have that dinosaur tail, but as you can see, this thing is very healthy. So that's my show for the day. I love my VHS fam. I love my VHS token. I love everything about it, as you guys know. All right, nice job on the likes, fam. Where are we at? What do we do? Gotta look. Yo, appreciate you, fam. That is the factual facts. Mike, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I think that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Literally, you could be doing anything in the world, but you did come hang out with me and the rest of the crew here. If you got to yuck it up in the chat, let's go. Maybe tomorrow's your day to do that. If you want to work on a collaboration with me, you want to come on the show and do live, we can look at charts, do all that kind of stuff, talk crypto, I'm all for it. If you want to pre-record a video, we can do that as well. Anything and everything goes. If you are here in this space, in this ecosystem, I want to chat with you and potentially learn from each other. I think that this is the opportune time to do all of this. So appreciate you guys. As I said 17,000 times already, this is it. Adios, amigos. I will see you tomorrow.